You've worked hard to get that pop-up. The ball comes up, you go to slam it, ball goes into the net. In this video, I'm going to show you a possible cause as to why that's happening to you. Let's get into it.
All aboard!
In a minute, I'm going to do a shot breakdown. Larry, our friend and member of VIPickleball community, was gracious enough to let us borrow some video footage of his in the same game, where you can see one time, pop-up, puts it away, no problem. Another time, pop-up, goes into the net. You'll be able to see the difference when we do the shot breakdown. Before we jump into the shot breakdown, let me go over the mechanics of a pop-up put away so you understand better what it is that you might be doing wrong. The basics of the stroke are the ball's here. So I have the other team has popped it up to me, and I'm going to come up and I'm going to crush this ball down and put it away. So I'm going to basically smash it, right? So what mechanics are involved in that? Obviously, as the ball's traveling to me, I'm going to put my paddle here, try and limit my backswing as much as possible. I'm basically tracking the ball with my paddle, and from here, I'm going to go forward, hopefully crushing that ball or hitting it down at their feet in a winner, right? So putting it away. So what's involved there is basically I'm trying to track the ball, get the paddle to the ball, and the key is obviously making contact, right? So I'm trying to hit the ball in the sweet spot here. So I'm basically tracking that ball, and I'm going to try and make it and basically follow through to put the ball away, smash it, or to place it down at their feet, putting the ball away. What's involved in that, though, is I got to make sure that my body is in the right spot in order for the paddle to be in the right spot. Let me explain. So if the ball's here and I'm reaching for it like this, no problem, right? Everything's lined up, paddle's in good spot, boom, I'm going to put that ball away. But what happens when I start moving my body, meaning my torso? If I start moving my body around, see what happens to the paddle? So if I move my body, the paddle naturally goes with it, because it's shoulder, elbow, wrist, hand, paddle, kind of like that kid song about the hip bone connected to the thigh bone. Same thing happens here, right? If I'm trying to hit this ball like this, right, here, and then I move if the ball stays here, the ball is going to be here. If I move my torso, this arm moves with it, and a lot of times that's what causes the error. Most often, what's happening is you're not sliding over enough. So what's happening is the ball's coming to your right here for a forehand put away. So the ball's coming to your right. You're gonna slide over, keep the shoulder up, and then the paddle stays where it needs to stay in order to hit the ball. What happens is we keep this. In this case, I'm keeping my right foot planted, which is what we do, and we reach. So as I reach, watch what happens to my right shoulder. As I reach, my right shoulder drops. As my right shoulder drops, as I'm trying to hit, it brings the paddle down with it. When it brings the paddle down with it, that ends up bringing the paddle too far down. In other words, the angle of it's too far down, and the end result is the ball hits the net. If I slide over and hit, now that paddle stays open. If I keep my right foot planted and try and hit that same ball out here, that paddle head drops, my shoulder drops, it brings the paddle down with me, and results in the error. Let's get into the shot breakdown here. First, we're going to look at Larry's good volley, good smash volley here. You're going to see how his body's nice and square as he hits this, and he's able to hit down on it. It's a good shot by Larry there. This next one is the let's improve this shot. You're going to see Larry reaches over to his left as he's moving. So he's going to reach over to his left. His foot gets planted, his left foot, and he's reaching. Ball ends up in the net. Let's compare the two left to right. So on the left side, we're going to have the let's improve this. On the right side, we have the good shot. Let's start with the let's improve this. What you're going to see is as Larry moves over to his left, he basically is going to drop that shoulder. See how his shoulder drops there? His knees over his foot, pulling everything down. On the right one, where his shoulder stays up, his body's nice and square there, and he's able to basically hit a nicer shot. Then you're going to see here on the right side, his ball easily clears the net because of how his body is nice and square and his shoulder's up. On the left side, his ball ends up in the net because he pulled the paddle down when he reached out to hit the ball. Next time you're playing, if you find yourself hitting those putaways or pop-ups into the net, ask yourself whether you're sliding over and keeping your torso in good shape relative to your paddle, or whether maybe you're keeping your body static and then leaning away, causing the shoulder to drop, bringing the paddle down, and ball hitting the net. Jill, Lori, and I put together a video with some of our top tips to improve as a pickleball player. I'm going to link to that here. If you enjoy the content, consider subscribing, hit that like, and consider sharing this video with your friends. If you like it, they probably will too. Good luck out there.